Before we see this story's true end, let's look at two false ends it could have come to. You could see these as the chaos and lore of fantasy.
It is not a solution without cruelty. But surely the fairness it would restore to our lives is worth any sacrifice. Come with me, and we can realize this dream. What say you?
You're absolutely right.
What? Are you serious?
There is logic in his words, but...
Please, tell me you're lying. Is there no way left to oppose him? Is that what you believe?
How to end up like this?
Damn! What in the world is going on?
No!
A wise decision.
No! Prince! Your Highness!
At this point, what can we do but try to change our perspective? Maybe this is better than prolonging the cycle of injustice.
What are you saying? Isn't that your cue to make an impassioned plea?
it's out of our hands now. It wasn't long ago I was living alone in an empty cavern. I'll have to appreciate that this will be better than that.
I don't believe this.
No one else seems to have objections.
Wait! This is not...
Why the agitation? I did say you would all survive this. Though, considering how you falter now, perhaps some may fall short of salvation. Trivial, nonetheless. Behold, the new world dawns.
Afterwards, the nation was transformed. It became a world of humans, with both Luis and the prince taking equal hand in its creation. On the day of that world's birth, it was also thus decided. All known history of the world before would henceforth be remembered as the tale of the fallen. As for what became of the world that followed, to the humans, the question is irrelevant. You can't blame Luis for wanting to end that cycle. How could anyone accept that they lived in a world that miserable?
I understand. Yes. You're exactly right.
No! Open your eyes!
Indeed, in the end, fantasy and reality cannot intersect. The reprieve of a dream ends at the real world's borders, powerless to change it. You've done well. No one can blame you for choosing the truth. Then let's be on our way. There is no need to cling to the husk of a world that's already rotted away. All things must end in their due time.
And now, what really happened?
1 year has passed since the arrival of the new king.
Hey, heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Monterio Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
Well, with Forden out of the picture permanently, it was probably pretty easy.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress is none other than Lady Juna.
Well, yeah, of course, they'd give the party member with the best magic stat, the headmistress position.
What? The songstress?
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Louise, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic.
So yeah, the party has a new title.
Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researcher's findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace. Even the Royal Knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything, and now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Jaime Noctul, no less. You believe that? The Royal Knights, led by a Ujif of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Yeah, Heismay deserves that.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to His young Majesty. Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation.
Still don't think everything's gonna turn around overnight. Also, those carrots look really nice there.
It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
Little did they know that His Highness himself was just standing out of earshot.
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him. You don't suppose?
Ah, can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
You know, actually getting to know the people's problems and so that he can actually make good policies. Yeah, what sort of business could he possibly have?
Suppose you're right.
Neither of those cries are Battling, but I hope Battling's still around doing stuff. In fact, we'll probably be seeing him soon.
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load. There we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, all this decoration doesn't suit me. How can Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? June is back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait! I'm coming with you! Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. But somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
You know, let's hope this painting never needs to be used as a shield in the future. Yeah, no more Royal Scepter. Just that much smaller one.
And then, well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up Sanctists. But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other sanctus what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Santifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own struggles, I expect. Not like it excuses all of them or makes me want to go up and shake a saint's hand, but you really put some perspective on it.
It was good talking to you, too.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good, honest work? I'll get you squared, eh?
True.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts? If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be. Either way, let's keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the Lady Captain of the Royal Guard...
Oh, there you are! I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud!
Phew. So you were here.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, Your Majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juno would be back from her expedition today.
So what I find really interesting is that, like, they went above and beyond to make new designs for all the party members in this, like, for this 1 year time skip. It really just goes to show how much heart and soul they put into this.
I have a few stops left in the city, though.
You do know I practically sprinted out the gates to find you. 'Tis settled. I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Point taken.
So next time, I'll send your wife, Yufa, to get you.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scandal, surely. Right, Your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, Your Majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
All right.
And so...
Let's go!
Welcome to the Epilogue, where we get to explore the slightly less racist town
Come on!
that is Grand Trad.
What?
I think... Well...
About that.
So yeah, every one of our party members and followers is going to have a conversation with us, but this is Gallica's, which you can easily miss if you don't Triangle Gallica. Yep, just once more.
I guess... Alright. Hey?
And we also have some new memorandum entries. Will the First, the young king who earned the people's trust and ascended the throne after meeting the lofty requirements of the magic set in place by the previous king. I've loaded. That is a long sentence. Though oddly enough, the rightful heir to the crown, he values having become king by the people's will and not his lineage. He was not coronated as Hythlodius VI, choosing instead to start a new era of kings as Will the First. Once a fond reader of his father's fantasy novel that convinced him that the country depicted therein was a utopia, Will eventually eschewed the past as and its lost glories and chose to embark instead upon a path of a better king. Having achieved uniting the people in all the kingdom's recovery from turmoil only a year after his coronation, his true worth as a leader will be put to the test as he moves on to the second year of his reign. Uchronia is a united kingdom, a place where people of different lands and cultures live together, in order to be a king whose face is known to them. It may be time for him to set out once again as a traveller, a book that would tell his own story clutched in hand. And, seems to me like the Luis posters are gone, at least. Well, yeah, that'll be another item on our agenda, I suppose.
Hey?
And yeah, that sign's still here. I believe it's only like that if you have done Maria's Bond. I believe, yeah, there are other entries in the memorandum. The King's 6 Partisans, a moniker for the allies that accompany Will on his journey, comprised of Stroll, Hulkenberg, Heisme, Juna, Eupha, and Basilio. After Will's ascension to the throne, the collective title gradually came into use, though none seem to be sure whether it originated from the crown itself or from the people. Refers to their continued support of the prince, which, even after he sustained a blast of dark magic during the duel with Luis and Grand Trad needed to flee, remained unwavering. Their peerless faith was further demonstrated when the prince returned again to Grand Trad and defeated Luis. The fervent strength of their relationship, though each hailed from different tribes, came to be seen as a symbol of hope by all in the kingdom. And yeah, there's also more. Mysterious voice. The voice belongs to the late queen of the Elder tribe, who used magic to transfer her soul into Gallica on the day the ancient Elder Sanctum was set ablaze. In other words, Will's mother. On Luis. Okay, yeah, we already know that one. On more. Yeah, here we go. The true form of the enigmatic figure was a seeker of ideals who had been separated from Will's father, the former king, Helodius V, by the very same magic that separated the prince from Will. Just as Will had no old memories, he too lost all memory of ever being king, much less a father. He still acted like one, though. Okay, yeah, that's, I think we've got basically everything. Now, you might also notice I only have 99% memorandum. You can't truly get 100% until New Game Plus because there is an entry for the Super Boss. But I want to say that I have collected every possible entry that you can get within a single playthrough. There's no achievement for doing that, I just wanted to because I like to show everything in games. So yeah, while Heisme is the captain of the Knights, Hulkenberg is the captain of the Royal Guard.
Of course. And so... well... this I vow.
What do you want to do?
So Gallica's basically hinting that going to Maria will end this section. But I think it's good to just walk around and hear people out.
We meet again.
I believe this is one of the first people that we heard about Mustari culture from. Well, maybe, I suppose, if the king were to marry a Mustari, maybe the faith would be more accepted. Hint, 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 hint. Oh, finally. Well, yeah, that would have been useful
It's just too much.
To us if that had happened during the actual gameplay. Oh, wait, it's the elderly Antimaphile. Yeah, there are a lot of cameos in this section. Like, I would highly recommend going around and talking to everybody. And also, like, there's actually a lot of underrated NPC dialogue in this game. But it is just very cool to see, like, all of these people that we've met actually, you know, coming together.
That's the way.
Does seem like the execution platform is still here, unfortunately.
Oi.
Yeah, that always seemed to me like Apathy Syndrome from Persona 3. See, it is interesting that, you know, not everything is perfect anymore. But things are getting better.
This place has really changed. Pleasure to see you.
But
Really, I don't have much else to add on Alonso. He's fantastic. Royal Adjutant to the Citizens' Council.
Hey,
Oh yeah, well she'd be extremely proud.
Yes. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, once again, another one of those characters I wouldn't have expected to have had a redemption arc.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Maybe we might one day. Let's save that for fan art, shall we? But what happens if you maxed out Alonso's bond, but didn't do a Rake's last wish? Yes, I reloaded a file and speedran the entire final dungeon and final boss on storyteller difficulty just to show this. It's interesting how Alonso doesn't seem to part with you on great terms here because you never helped his village. Well, we've already got 2 party members here. I can't tell which one of these two to talk to first. They're both so good. Eeny, meeny, miny, I'm gonna just go with whoever it lands on.
yo,
Basilio.
Hey.
Tradian Brigade. Yeah, this is gonna... We'll see a little bit more info on this as we explore more of Grand Trad. Yeah, some Luis supporters latched on to him because he gave them hope. Not all of them were willing to go to the lengths that he did.
that's... yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty profound statement. And of course, Heisme. Do like that little hat on him.
Just
Right.
true. However,
Yeah, I do wonder how the hometown is going.
yes,
So yeah, we do get basically epilogues to all of the follower stories here.
we shall.
Yeah, certainly a long way, but we'll try our best to make it happen.
This place has really changed.
So we can see more of this general place. There's some nice bread here. Ah, yes, one last case of somebody being incredulous.
Oh.
Yeah, not everyone has full hope in us. Now you. Have you stopped being racist? Well, yeah, you're... I don't know. Neutral, I suppose.
Oh, really nice.
Oh no, I just noticed Julian there.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, see, it is interesting how not everything is still perfect, but,
Well.
speaking of not perfect, hi there, ex-candidate Julian.
Yes.
Well, you're still you, I suppose. I'm sure Will might be able to step in and, help things. Well, at least this is something on our agenda to improve. And yeah, Gleckholm, I pronounced his name wrong back when we fought, but yeah, it's this guy.
I guess.
It's really cool how even some of, like, the minor antagonists we fought get some resolution. And yeah, we've even actually, accepted former Luis supporters into our ranks. Would be nice if you could actually see this guy's face, but, I guess it would be kind of tough to, there's even more people we can talk to. Kind of tough to make a new model entirely just for this one scene. Well, I mean, I never once used the Magler accumulator, so this goes to show how useful those are.
Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice.
I suppose so. It would be nice to have a world where no one needed weapons, but it's kind of like as long as one person has them, everyone needs them.
But which action to undertake?
Huh. Well, I guess we might be calling you sister in the future.
Excuse me?
Under the current king, little does she know who she's talking to.
It's just too much.
That'd be lovely.
Oh, well that's interesting. I mean, I don't know if Atlas was intending to put like a queer relationship in this game. I don't think that's how that's intended to be read, but you could read it that way if you wanted to.
Alright then.
So yeah, we do have like our next destination marker there, but I think I want to explore the other parts of Rantrad first. So here we are back on San Lumeo Street. Carbio's here too. Well, I mean, granted, Fidelio's gone, so maybe you do kind of have a chance, but yeah, probably you don't. Yeah, so a lot of these people actually left Luis, and in doing so, they didn't go to the Skybound Avatar and implicitly turn into humans. So, turns out this guy being a massive Juna simp actually saved his life. Who would have known? Yes, the king's magic is gone. Now we just have the magic of the people. Well, yeah, maybe one day igniters will only be used for children's toys, just like we found out with Brigida. Also, I still find it interesting, like, me translating those, Ukrainian characters there.
Come again.
It's like magic sparking tool. It is interesting that some people are objecting to the fact that Will was, you know, the king's blood heir. So they are addressing that. I think the banners of Uchronia have slightly changed too.
Alright then. How about a fortune?
Yes. Once we became acquainted with the chief of Etria, all other fortune tellers in the kingdom became obsolete. Okay, well, at least you aren't sipping for him, so at least there's only one person who's competing for his affections. Really? Really? Well, we'll see about that. Oh, hiya, Denny. The fact that he's, like, right outside the church is cool. Wife. Okay, wait. Before we talk to wife. Firstly, hey, it's Loveless.
Hey.
How did I miss him before? I recently found out the reason why there's a lot of alcohol in duty-free areas of airports is because it's taxed pretty heavily.
Yeah.
That and, you know, perfume and other, like, luxury goods. But yeah, I like Loveless. He turned out to be pretty cool in the end.
Make this a pickle.
Oh. Oh, come off it.
Well, yep, there's still somebody racist in race. Speaking of racist people, hello there, Rudolph.
Yes, hello. How dare you!
Well, yeah, not everyone's gonna approve of us, but, you know, some of the people who are gonna approve of us are stupid, so...
I'm sure we'll meet again, someplace or other.
That's a little mysterious.
Oh!
And again, yep, everyone's still, you know, talking with that, but we're more than just ideals at this point. Still interesting that we get a slightly more hopeful outlook with that carriage over there. Wow, even another one of the Luis captains is here. Seems like all of them quit after we beat them, which kind of makes sense considering Luis's philosophy.
Now, how did I wind up here?
Amazing.
Yeah, well, I think even more himself would admit that he kind of sucked as king. Can't believe this thing managed to get repaired. Oh, this guy's cool. Yeah, I definitely remember you. You're the Makarakan guy, aren't you? I mean, the Tetrakan guy, I think. Yeah. The one we had to break the barriers of. Yeah, it is very interesting that making Basilio the captain does actually make it more likely for those people to get on our side. And hi there, ex-candidate Lena. You became an ex-candidate very quickly, but for good reason, because you had no policies at all. Do wonder if this dialogue is any different if you didn't actually fight her, because I'm pretty sure fighting her on the runners and getting her to drop out of the race is optional. Speaking of runners, oh, we can just go back on the runner? Huh. Yeah, we can still get nostalgic about this place, but it's not Idol's Day, so we don't need to do that. Can we still find ingredients in here? Yeah, nothing. And cooking. We've already made everything we could. Our wife's altar. The bookshelf. Can't go to the back deck. You'd think that Neuros would be in here, but doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I guess it was meant so that the prince could explore the country and learn more about its people.
Alright.
Is that the first time I'm actually ever manually disembarking the Gauntlet Runner? Oh right, Neuros is right here. Ah, the goat Neuros. Truly one. I mean, this game has so many great characters, but I really like this guy. So, you are of the Kidba.
About that.
Oh.
Yeah, Neuros is more at home behind the wheel than behind a desk. Yeah, I do wonder about how a society where teleportation is actually widespread technology would really even function.
Indeed.
I've always wished that, you know, teleportation could be invented so that we could just go to other countries whenever we wanted to, but that would cause... There'd be a lot of things that you'd need to try and figure out when it comes to that.
That's...
Very true. Also got to consider the environmental footprint of your inventions. I like how he's like, even I struggle with that and I'm a bally genius. Yeah, Neuros is still great. Oh yeah, here's this guy that we could hear stories from and gain some royal virtues.
Thank you.
You are.
Don't know if you're actually allowed to go into the tavern here. Yeah, this guy was, I mean, he was doing it kind of for our own safety. He wasn't like, you know, as racist as the others. But yeah, it's nice. Yeah, this is where we always went after every dungeon.
Alright then.
So, I suppose... Okay, no, there are still a few more people that I need to talk to here. Like you. I wonder where the guards who were constantly staring at each other went. Oh!
Wait a sec.
Yeah! How?
That's a good kitty.
The cat was so cute that he survived not existing. Yeah. The power of cats being adorable. That is the true magic. Or unless this is just the real cat that was in the Mage Academy the whole time, or something like that. Utterly impartial to us. And, okay, no, let me just talk to you first. Oh, Jin's here. Oh. Well, yeah, just a little bit of interesting, NPC drama. You're gonna try and get in our good graces, aren't you? Yep.
Honestly.
You're done with dirty tricks, you say. Well, hopefully you're being sincere. Okay, now we can talk to Juna.
My king.
Juna's probably my favorite of these designs, although, I mean, they really just did, like, paste a hat over her existing portrait, but I do like Juna with the hat.
In that case.
Gosh. Well.
I mean, again, your magic stat is the highest of the party. You were the natural fit. Oh, he was in the academy. Ah.
So.
Yeah, that is a very mysterious cat. I guess he might have somehow subsisted on just the magic. So yeah, that confirms that Academia was based on a real room within the Mage Academy where the king studied. And now he has become Juna's familiar.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Hey!
Yeah, and with that, it's only natural that Juna would have the best magic stat of the party, not that she really gets to use it that much in my playthrough. Yeah, everyone who goes there is going to be greeted by her frozen corpse. That's dark.
Magic.
So yeah, that's a really nice, that's a nice conversation. Is that not Juna over there? Yeah, I do wonder if the, Juna fans are still a thing that exists. Okay, are we allowed to go in here? Not really, but we can talk to Godot, another person that we never expected to get a redemption arc. Yeah, that would happen. But yeah, I still can't believe that this guy actually did realize the error of his ways. He's just, in any other story, it's the kind of character I would expect to just be a jerk and die. So yeah, he's calling himself Sanctiarch, but not Sanctifex. They probably abolished that position after Will became king. It's also quite symbolic that both Adeni and Godot get to just be here in the same place. True. By the way, when are you marrying Yuffie?
Close your aid.
Oh, wow. Wonder if that was the one responsible for all the stuff that happened with Vinca and Basilio and Fidelio.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so people can't be sure whether they're actually doing it out of trying to redeem themselves or if they just want to look good in front of the king. But hey, Batlin. Batlin's somebody who did the former, obviously. Chairman of Parliament. Yes, you deserve that, Batlin. Batlin's another one of those just characters who's just so good.
This fellow.
I'm counting on you.
Oh, there are still humans out there, I guess. But, we've definitely grown strong enough to take care of them. Speaking of take care of, wife. I don't know. They're probably not actually married at this point, but they definitely will someday. So, she's a chief magistrate.
Well.
Yes, of course. In truth.
Well, yes, we thankfully got rid of that, which is good.
The reason is...
No one knows what the future holds, except I know that there is definitely wedding bells in U2's future. Wonder how Yuffie's gonna go as queen.
Now that you mention it...
Huh.
Very well. I do believe... Because...
Yes, you will. Now kiss. Kiss. I'm gonna pretend they're kissing now. They're totally kissing right now. Anyway, that's all for this area. So let's go and visit more people. Pretty much almost. I just want to, do everything I can here. Oh!
Right.
Hello there, Boomer. He actually did have his good qualities, though, as we saw when we talked to him in Brawlhaven. Oh. Yeah. You're not bad. You're not bad. Yeah, I remember the Grand Cathedral. It's a good first dungeon. I think it works very well. You were the one who sold us those soothing sweet buns. Used 2 of them in the final battle, so thank you for that. And I'm sure there will be opposition if Will and Yufa ever do get married, but, you know, I'm sure they'll be able to deal with it. Also, hello, Shulk!
Hello.
Still think it's interesting that they got Adam Howden just to voice a minor character. It's still cool that he's in this game, though. Where do you stand now? Choose your response very carefully. Ah.
Indeed.
That is actually very fascinating. There might be people who support Will for the wrong reasons too. Anybody can achieve that level of fanaticism, so it's interesting to see somebody who's pointing that out to us. So one thing that we'll have to think about when we go about things as king.
Hey, mister!
I think learning cooking is a very good pursuit. I've been doing it lately in my own life, and I've been really enjoying it. Just like finding a good recipe book is a good start. Once you do that, you can start to figure things out. Oh, that's Russell. One who I thought sounded like Azuda from Xenoblade 2. It does almost make me wish that we actually got to see what, you know, Ulrest was like after the events of... So this is one really nice thing about this game. I do like this epilogue because it does show just what the new... like, a little glimpse into what the world looks like now that we've won and now that Will is on the throne.
Yep.
It's different. It feels different to Persona, because in Persona, you know, like, the status quo hasn't really changed in the epilogue. Everyone's personal status quos have. Everyone's grown and developed over the course of the story, and that's what Talking to Them does, but you're still at school. Most of your friends are still at school.
Yep.
Life is just kind of going on as it usually was, whereas this is really just, like, this is the kind of story where you get to see, yeah, this is like the beginning of an entirely new chapter of Uchronia. And they could have left that all off screen, but they show it to you. You get to see a little bit of it.
Wonderful, isn't it?
A glimpse of maybe some of the new problems that might be arising, but also how things are changing. Well, that's Gyrude.
What should I do?
Well, I mean, on the one hand, you know, that it's nice to, you know, talk to them. On the other hand, you know, don't, you know, do that whole, you know, positive racism is still racism thing. Of the whole, oh, you're so pretty and exotic, and yeah, don't do that to people, please. Do like the sort of hovering thing she has around her head. Does remind me a little bit of Ioun Stones in D&D. I feel like she could easily be an Ioun priestess. Or, you know, the knowing mistress, to use her copyright-friendly Critical Role name.
But...
Oh, Junior invited her. Ah. Well, yeah, that definitely sounds like a good step forward. I don't think I actually found this conversation in my first playthrough. I don't actually remember this. So yeah, this does just show...
Wonderful, isn't it?
How things might be changing for the Elder in the future. And, well, we got the podium where we gave speeches before. Where we maxed out our eloquence, I believe, right at the end.
Grand, isn't it?
Yeah, now we don't want to go to the cathedral just yet, because that's going to really advance things. Yeah, it's kind of easy to miss that face rock now that it's gone. I mean, things have really changed a lot, if you've seen just how bad a lot of aspects of Grand Trad were before.
Wonderful.
Short and sweet, I suppose. Oh, that's Stroll. I couldn't recognize him from behind with that cape. And Katharina's here too. Haven't actually been down here yet.
Welcome.
Is the Red Grass Herbs person around here? Well, yeah, now that Luis is gone, no need to worry about the market being bothered. And yeah, it's basically all of the Caradrius mini-bosses are still alive in here. So, hey there, Salva. Are you the one who was scared of lightning? Ah, yeah, all of them seem to have parted ways.
May God keep you.
Yeah, I do just find this very interesting. Oh, speaking of people I don't find interesting, hi, I only just noticed how much taller he is than Will. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You would almost certainly have been incredibly wrecked. That almost makes me wonder if you could actually do some kind of hack and be like, do a clickbait video. Could Milo actually defeat Luis? Yeah, Milo is actually telling people that, like, oh yeah, people might accuse you of nepotism. Although, you know, he's kind of doing this for ulterior motives. Yes, just when you think he's got a decent point, he goes and does that. And thus, Milo. Also, hello there. Oh, we can go back in the recruitment center. This is where we met Captain Klinger. Don't know how he would have felt about our whole final confrontation with Luis. Yeah, we were kind of not supposed to have survived that initial trek out to the fort. So things would have gone very differently if we hadn't, but you know, we would have. We totally would have, so. Are there any wanted posters here? Yeah, there's still wanted bounties out here, so I guess Katharina will still have steady work. Speaking of which, Barton, because he's closer. Yeah, how are got things going in Martira? Dodgy mess, yeah. That's an understatement, given that, oh, the leader of your town was kidnapping children and feeding them to a giant abomination she thought was her baby. Yeah, you certainly made some blunders, like turning things into a police state accidentally, but no, it's fine. Everything's fine now.
But of course.
But I suppose since Barden has been down that road and pulled himself back out of it, he's kind of more, I don't know, capable of acknowledging when other people are going down that path and helping correct them.
Lovely, that.
Yeah, I like Barden now. Okay, now, wait, no, firstly I have to talk to this person.
Fancy a chat?
Started to call him an NPC, but that would break the fantasy a little bit. Well, at least things are a little different.
Hi there.
And hi, Katharina.
What a day.
The Seekers Recon Team. Travel the world doing all sorts of crazy stuff, mostly by roads, because we're recons, we get slowed down if we go into any other terrain. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, a lot of potential fodder for sequels to this game. Hint, hint, Atlas, hint, hint.
Hold on.
See you soon, I hope.
Proper kingish. Yep. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, Catherine is right. And hi there, Stroll. Yeah, you're the one who has kind of one of the more drastic redesigns. It's a very big cape. General Stroll.
Even so.
Hey.
Very
Thank
true.
you.
That's...
No. Hey. That's why.
Yeah, titles may have changed, but I am still the ultimate master of Peerless Stone Cleaver. So... Oh, right. Just forgot. I got distracted by Loveless, that's what happened. Oh, yeah. So, basically we've got, like, idle concert sparklers here. Or glow sticks. Oh yeah, she actually just straight up did replace the Igniter Consortium head. Yeah, let's focus on what we can do now, rather than what's already in the past.
Yet. Speaking of...
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, is this the first time it's confirmed that her dog is fine? Kind of interesting that, like, you don't get that confirmation until the very end, so yeah, she did not get to go John Wick on them. And with that...
Alright then.
I think there's only one person that we still need to see.
Yeah.
Because more... He's kind of gone now. So now... we have to see Maria.
But...
I mean, I hope she's happy now. We don't know for sure. Do wonder if we can actually just cut down the size of this gigantic cathedral that Forden built just to be like, oh look, I have a bigger building than the actual royal palace. That doesn't imply anything about my ambitions at all. I mean, I don't know, maybe we could just turn this building into something else.
Oh, hello there.
And we've finally entered back into the voice acting budget.
Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Well, I suppose this is like the final goodbye to Grius as well.
Am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
This actually makes me wonder what Grius hacked into the final boss fight could do.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
Grius does actually have voice clips for every single archetype, and a lot of them are really interesting.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got.
Yeah, like, lines like that made me wonder, like, what it's going to be like when, you know, people of my generation start to get into politics, and some of them already have.
I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to your Majesty's and Papa's dream. And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yes, I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
We're about to get mobbed.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
Yeah, so that is still a thing. And I suppose there's a little more threat of that in the cities now that we're not really relying on the macular accumulators or the royal... Yeah, the royal magic is gone, so... yeah, we risk macular incursions inside our cities now.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
Oh yeah, you know, I meant royal scepter being gone. Yeah, royal magic is just the election.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
But what if he was to marry somebody who had a literal third eye?
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
And this is also an important message of this game. You know, this is, I think I encourage a lot of people to do this. Just go out and see places. Doesn't have to be far, just somewhere new.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
This is probably not in reference to any of those Walter memes from SMT4, but, like, I don't know, maybe it is.
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
You know, I just noticed Basilio's new outfit is just his old outfit with a new coat on top of it. That's very him.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
I mean, technically Hulkenberg's is just a palette swap, just with the shoulder pad and the hat.
There's more work to do every day, but we're in this together. We believe in you.
You definitely share your voice with somebody else in this game. I can't quite put my finger on who it is, but that VA sounded very familiar to me.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh?
Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Yeah, I do think it does slightly change the dialogue here if you did the Trials of the Dragon.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Well, thankfully we still have one dragon who's on our side. I think Yufa can still probably call the dragon god whenever she wants to.
Right.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
Journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Oh, I like that second part of that line was all him, and I love that.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Like, as in it wasn't implied by just the dialogue choice alone. See, I like it when protagonists get to actually have voice dialogue.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there.
Yeah, that's very true. Essentially, we've got a direct indicator of which areas are facing the most problems.
If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the bally court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all.
I mean, I highly doubt that you'd ever let anybody else even touch the steering wheel.
And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog.
I'd say less Dragon Slayer and more dragon repel their own fire in their face person.
Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
And back to the old outfits.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Well, Will, despite everything, it's still you.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Please tell them you called his future wife too.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
I'm glad to hear that, but will that be all right?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
Still, this early into the new year? 'Tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
Well, considering the Queen is staying behind, yeah, we can.
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? And we'll just have to lead by example.
Right then, let's go.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope.
Moore didn't just find me. He found all of you watching this.
And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
And that was Metaphor ReFantazio, directed by Katsura Hashino, composed by Shoji Meguro, character designer Shigenori Soejima, three of the giants of the Persona franchise, and this, I do think, is their true magnum opus. They've taken everything they learned from Persona, and they have trimmed the fat of the more bad or boring bits. Also, yeah, the Golden Runner concept design, wasn't that like an Evangelion person? Yeah, there's a lot of really amazing people who worked on this game. You know, aside from, like, you know, the 30-day deadline at the end, that was a bit of an issue. But, yeah, they really, with the followers cutting them down to 8 ranks was great, removing the social point system so you're always guaranteed a rank up, using the giving them more abilities system from Persona 5, but also tying it to the class progression, because this game also comes from games like Digital Devil Saga, with the press turn system, and learning new skills from unlocking classes that you can then inherit and just keep with you in other things. And then in terms of their story writing, they've written this truly like a more mature Persona story, starring a cast who are mostly adults. I mean, I think Will's more like about 18, so they're still an adult too. But taking those power of friendship ideals and really telling an actual very mature adult story about politics, really, but also not making it too depressing. Like, this is ultimately just the kind of hopeful, uplifting story that a lot of us need in our world right now. And ultimately, it's also a story about stories, about the power of fantasy. And as I said, after I talked about my thoughts on the whole Moore reveal, I like how this game goes for that whole fantasy theme without actually doing the whole, like, just straightforward escapism bad, all fiction is bad, all fantasy is bad, just face reality thing. Because sometimes it is learning from your favorite fiction and your favorite pieces of like, art that is what helps you face reality. All fiction reflects elements of the real world. All of it teaches us things about us, and I like that this is a story that ultimately celebrates that. And it's a story that, you know, puts a very new spin on medieval fantasy, while also just paying tribute to the classics and not coming off as overly cynical about the whole notion that, like, this genre is, like, inherently just, you know, bad or, you know, stupid or things like that. It does go into some aspects of, like, how, you know, this being based, you know, on a world that came from, you know, a real human world-like place that then became, like, medieval after an apocalypse, but that it has that new spin that, like, the fantasy novel was more overly idealizing the past in a way that fantasy writers sometimes overly idealize medieval times. It's just a lot of very interesting parallels there. And, yeah, the battle system is really fun. It does have a bit more challenge to it than current-day Persona, and I do think that's a good thing for some people. As I said, I really like the final boss. I do think this game, the 30-day final deadline's a bit annoying, but it does end very strong. I do think, like, maybe the Skybound Avatar and especially the Tyrant Star aren't great final dungeons. Luis is a fantastic final boss, though. Literally every single thing about Luis is amazing. One of the best villains in any video game. One of my favorite villains in any fiction ever. So, serious props to all the writers and all the game designers and everything for making Luis as good of a villain as he is. He is truly the perfect arch-nemesis character. And I don't know what else to say. Like, the voice acting is incredible. Don't really have as much experience with the Japanese voices, but the English voices are, like, just completely fantastic. Look at that demon design, Kazuma Kaneko. Yeah, they're still crediting him, even if his designs are only used for the Devil Summoner archetype. See, there are those, like, little references to... There's a Masayoshi here. I feel like that's kind of awkward given, you know, other, you know, Atlas games and stuff, But yeah, they put those little references to other Atlas games. Definitely, you know, this game is quite bizarre. I think it could have benefited from fully voiced Bond conversations, but, you know, if there's ever a metaphor too, they're almost certainly going to do that, because that's become the new trend. I want to say that this game was probably in development around the time that Persona 3 does. Like, another thing to remember is, like, we have been waiting for this, we meaning, you know, Atlas fans, for such a long time. I remember when Project ReFantazio was first announced, and we're like, oh wow, the developers of, like, Shin Megami Tensei and Persona are working on a medieval fan. And I was kind of worried, because I was thinking that they were just gonna make it a really cynical, oh, everything's awful, and, like, the world is just, everything, just destroy everything. But it was a lot more nuanced than I expected it to be. Oh, there we go, yeah, that's the chanter, that's the guy who does the Esperanto chanting in the songs. So, I'm glad that he gets his own section in the credits. But then we heard nothing from that project at all for years, and some people wondered if the game had been cancelled or turned into something radically different, like the way that, like, I think a project at Monolith Soft ended up turned into Xenoblade Genesis. Oh hey, they're crediting Arrow of Radiance as well. Oh wow, yeah, you go cast. Yeah, still, everyone amazing here. Fantastic. Stuart Clark, you need to be in a Xenoblade game. Please audition for Xenoblade Genesis if you haven't. Philippe Spall is just totally fantastic. Luis Guirburn, Joseph Tweedale, he has a lot of experience in theatre, so... But this is his first video game role, and holy crap is this a good first video game role. Like, just hire him for more things, because, like, he... Like Luis's writing does make him a lot, but, like, also, Banjo Ginja for, Ginga for the King. I think he's a pretty famous Japanese actor, but still, like, Greg Chun, as I said, like, wow. That was just, his performance as Moore was just so fantastic. Is that a ballot box with people casting? I think it's part of the fantasy novel, but yeah. And, like, you know, as I said, I don't really want to go too much into, like, you know, real-world politics here, but if there's anything that, you know, I want to say about this, is that please just vote in countries that have voluntary voting. Sega Motion Caption Studio, yeah, like, the animations were great, too. Like, I do admit that in some ways the battle graphics might be a little flashy, a bit, not flashy, but, like, too busy. The colors of, like, bright cyan and, like, bright pink are a little garish, I think, to some people, and I think that might turn some people off of this game. Like, the Persona 5 UI of just red and black just worked really well, and I think, like, I feel like Atlas games don't need to be focusing on, this is a weird sentence, aura farming their interfaces. Because, you know, just an interface that actually works, that is intuitive, that's, like, the main thing. Like, SNT5's looked pretty fine, but I do think the archetype designs are good, but the gameplay is very, very fun. It is definitely quite challenging if you're on a first playthrough, but after that, you can definitely figure out, and, you know, Peerless Stonecleaver, like, honestly, Peerless Stonecleaver should have just been a third-tier archetype skill. If it was just on Samurai, that would solve so many of this game's balance problems. I mean, it would make a bunch of people just want to go for Samurai, but like, the fact that it's available at the very start of the game, and, like, I know that it consumes 3 press turns, and you don't have Utilitarian's manuals, but also, every boss just gets one-shotted by it, so if you're optimizing, so, like, it's not like that's a problem. But yeah, I just realized that could have changed it, and, like, yeah, there's some balancing problems, like, Dragoon is, like, bleh, but, like, a lot of the other, like, the Mage line, you get that a bit late. Like, if you got the final tier of the Mage line earlier, it would be better. It's like, Elemental Master and Warlock aren't, like, bad archetypes, but they are bad for the point that you actually get them at, and that is a little bit of a problem. But aside from that, I just, like, I really, really enjoyed this game's, gameplay is incredibly fun. Battle system is great. I like that on hard enemies get an extra press turn. The field combat's good for being able to just take out enemies that are too low level to really bother with, easily. Not really sure when this credit's going to end, so I'm not sure how much longer I have to talk about this game, but I think it kind of feels like we're getting kind of close to the end of the credits, because we've gone past the original song and into the game's, like, main theme. Also, yeah, a lot of anime cutscenes in this game. Just, they really pulled out all the stops here, and it is a shame that people just don't really talk about it. I feel like the game kind of says as much as it needs to on its own, that it doesn't really merit a lot of discussion, but that all said, Studio Zero, I hope you work on something else. I am wondering at what Persona's going to be like without Studio Zero, but I am very excited to see what their next game is going to be. And now, we close off on this.
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know, in your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you with all my heart. I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
that? The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry on with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
Thank you, Metaphor, and thank you all, great seekers, for watching. Fantasy lives on.